back to another edition of Let's Talk with Big Chief and yours truly, Stero. You know what I mean? We're going to be talking today about Article 42, the, whole movement to expel migrants from the border. It's a pretty hot topic today as far as, politically and what's being spoken about, just in general. So let's get into it, Big Chief.
Hey, everyone out there, thank you guys for always tuning in and giving us support. I see the numbers going up in terms of, membership and
Subscriptions.
subscription and
Yes, sir.
supporting us on our podcast and social media platform. We really appreciate it. So basically, today we will be discussing Article 42, which is a policy that was created by the Trump administration, and that this is basically to block individuals trying to enter the country illegally. And this was due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and this regards to the Trump administration. And this was policy was created back in 2020. Now, the Biden administration chose to end Article 42. They stated that they had a robust policy in place once it ends, how to process individuals at the border that is migrating, undocumented or people seeking asylum. Now, the Court of Appeal chose not to end the blockage.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole immigration thing has been a hot topic ever since. Trump was on his campaign to, stop the illegals and the migrants and the caravans from, entering into the U.S. for various reasons. And it's still a topic to which today seems to be a hot button as far as, whenever it's discussed and being brought up. So, we're just going to touch on some points here. It's safe to say that, up until since 2020, 642,700 people,
wow,
I believe, have been expelled from the country as per this article. So you figure in 2 years, almost close to 1 million people, And when they overturn it, who knows? Some say by the end of December, some say next year, but there is no definitive date as to when it will be overturned. There seems to be a whole bunch of back and forth going on right now as far as pertaining to overturning Article 42. But I think when it comes to, individuals who are trying to, make a better life for themselves and escape persecution and situations in their, mother countries that aren't really ideal to the, better life, what am I saying? The better life narrative as far as securing a place, and a future for them and their children. And the amount of children that have been displaced by this thing and babies is just crazy,
Yeah. Basically, what has transpired over the period of time with the Article 42, we all know previously, maybe I think it was the beginning of the year, a lot of Haitian migrants attempted to enter the United States. And the Biden administration, from what we have seen on the news media and so forth, they blocked them. You see, I can recall you had like the Border Patrol on horseback, whipping the Haitian migrants, corralling them, and systematically deporting them back to Haiti. And so now there is more migrants allegedly from the caravans coming up in preparation for the ending of Article 42. And they're massed at the border, just waiting for Article 42 to end, in which you'll be able to enter the United States, as opposed to staying in Mexico and putting in their application for asylum and so forth.
A judge has been on record as stating that Article 42 is arbitrary and capricious. Individuals are turned back. You have, let's say, for instance, a lot of, indigenous people and, Haitians that don't speak Spanish that have been turned over
or Creole,
to Mexican authorities.
Mm-hmm.
So that presents, a language barrier in terms of services being rendered and situations being resolved once they get sent back from the U.S. Which can pose to be problematic as far as communication barriers and just language and things of that nature. So there's also that.
So with saying this, I believe that the United States has been dropping the ball for many years when it comes to their backyard. And when I say that is that there's a lot of countries that's in Central America, whether it is El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and places like that. The United States is dropping the ball when it comes to these countries in terms of supporting, propping up the countries economically. So what's happening here? Because of the economic issues and political violence and gang violence, these individuals are leaving in masses in order for them to escape the hell that they're in. So what they're doing, they say that America is like the gateway to freedom and to wealth and so forth. So hey, they say, listen, instead of me staying here in this malaise with my children, I'm gonna try to give them a better opportunity, right? And I'll be able to, once I get to America, to support my family and friends, and loved ones and so forth. So that's what's happening. These people are leaving in masses, and it's a possibility that we all know that China is knocking on the doorsteps around the world, in the Caribbean, Central and South America,
and Africa.
Yeah. And I think that America should be able to say, you know what? In order for these migrants to be leaving in these caravans to come to the United States, maybe we'll be able to tackle the issue in their home country to basically just try to stop the stem of the flow of these individuals leaving the countries. Because it all happens, it starts in their home country.
I mean, to be fair, I think that, America has always been seen as the land of opportunity. Mm-hmm. So whether or not the U.S. gets involved, politically in their home country, you're still going to have masses of people trying to migrate to the U.S.
But that didn't happen before in the past, where you have caravans leaving and migrating up to the United States. Because why other countries, immigrants are not doing that? You don't have people from like Chile, you don't have people from Paraguay, Uruguay, and all those Argentina and places like that, coming in numbers.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the proximity and closeness to the U.S. border. Mexico and Haiti, geographically, are a lot closer to, the border of like Texas and.
But Panama, the Panamanians are not coming in droves and numbers. The Brazilians are not coming in droves and numbers. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And in proximity, a lot of these countries, Panama is closer to the United States. It is straight through, Central America, straight up to the United States. But these countries economically is doing better than these other countries I referenced.
Okay, point taken.
Mm-hmm. And I think that the United States need to get involved with these countries. We're not talking about just wholesalely just giving money out, but get down to the nitty-gritty as to what is causing these migrants. We all know from what we see in the media and so forth, because of our political issues, economic issues. How could the United States, in terms of the State Department, in addition to the President of the United States, the Minister of Trade and so forth, how could they get involved with it to assist these countries?
I mean, I think if they were to sit down with various foreign ministers and, create a sort of a roundtable environment to discuss this particular issue. Both sides to come up with some type of amicable resolution.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, but they have to convene at the table first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It starts with communication,
basically,
dialogue, understanding, and basically know the root cause and how to mitigate it going forward.
I think a little bit of compassion also included with those aforementioned attributes would go a long way. But we'll see where it goes. Moving forward into 2023, Article 42, I'm sure will continue to be a hot button topic and on the lips of a whole bunch of people. So we'll keep you guys posted.
All right.
Until next time, like, subscribe, share, and be blessed. Big Chief, Stero, peace.
Peace. Socialmobie.com